Hi guys, Jerry Detweiler here, Education Director at NAV, and I want to answer a question that I get all the time. In fact, I got it last night when I was getting my nails done and they found out I talk about credit. And the question was, why do I have so many credit scores? And which one, here's the big thing, which one is the real credit score? Well, it is confusing. And even among FICO scores, there are over 40 different FICO credit scoring models. So you won't even have just one FICO score. In addition, credit scores are a computation that's done to predict how you're going to handle credit or handle a bill. And it's going to come, the data that they use to calculate a credit score is going to come from one of the three credit bureaus. So in the case of personal credit, it'll come from Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. We'll talk about business credit scores in just a minute. So you've got the credit data, and then you've got the calculation that's done to create the credit score. And with over 40 different models of FICO, plus you have Vantage Score, which is a credit score that was developed by the bureaus as a competitor to FICO, you can imagine that there is a lot of confusion. There are a lot of scores out there. So a practical way that you might have experienced this is you were checking your own credit score on a website like NAV, and you then go to a car dealer and they have a different credit score. And there could be a couple reasons for this. One is you could be checking with one bureau at home and the car dealer could be pulling it from a different credit bureau. So there's a different set of credit data that's being used. And the other is that the auto dealer is going to use a credit score that's trying to predict how you'll pay an auto loan. And you might be looking at one that's used for other purposes. Let's say your credit card company gives you one that is used to predict how you're going to pay a credit card. So there's a little bit of there's a different objective there. So the credit scores can be a little bit different. Now, what does that mean for you as the consumer and as the small business owner? Well, let me give you a couple of tips. First of all, when you're looking at a credit score from whatever source you're looking at it, always make sure that you look at the score range. So what's the highest number? What's the lowest number? And where are they telling you you fall in the range? If your credit score is excellent, don't worry about it. If it's good, maybe there's a few tweaks that would make it stronger. If it's not good, what are they saying is bringing down your score so you can work on those things and try to work toward a better credit score? If you are a business owner, it can get even more confusing because now we throw business credit scores into the mix. And business credit scores often run on a very different scale than consumer credit scores. So most consumer credit scores that you're going to encounter today are going to run on a scale of 300 to 850, where 850 is the best score you can get. It's the lowest risk. On the business side, the score ranges vary. So for example, with an Experian IntelliScore, a business credit score, or a D&B Paydex score, a popular score, the scale is 0 to 100, where 100 is the best score and 80 to 100 is a good credit risk. Then you throw in the FICO SBSS score, which is a FICO score for small business. That scale is 0 to 300. That takes into account your personal credit data, of you as the owner of the business, and the business credit of the business. Doesn't combine the data, but it uses both sets of data to create one credit score. And that score runs from 0 to 300. 300 is the best, and you need at least a 140 if you want to pass the mandatory pre-screen for many popular SBA guaranteed loans. So just throwing a lot of information at you there. But what I want you to do is obsess less on what one particular number is and more on the range that you fall into and the factors that are showing up that are affecting your credit score. So you can see if it's your debt usage, then maybe paying down a credit card will help, or maybe even refinancing with a personal loan or a type of loan that doesn't calculate debt usage. Maybe that could help your credit score. Or if it's related to the fact that you don't have much credit history, maybe adding a credit builder account or a secured credit card might help you start building your credit. So always look at the range and then the factors and see what insights those give you, as opposed to obsessing about the number. And when you're looking at your credit score, one number is not the number. You never know as a borrower which credit score the lender's going to use. So you want to focus instead on overall building strong credit. We do, by the way, have a brand new e-guide that we created with SCORE, the organization that provides free Small Business Mentoring. And that e-guide has information on credit strategies for small business owners. So I'm going to make sure I put the link to it at the bottom, so you can download that e-guide. And if you're interested in strong credit as an entrepreneur, that e-guide will hopefully be helpful to you. Well, that's it for today, but we love your questions, so feel free to ask. I'm going to be here every couple of weeks answering your questions on Facebook Live, and I'd love to get more to answer. Thanks, and all the best with your business.